The movie begins in a big museum where two soldiers are coming in. There was also a broken Shazam stick in this museum. Both soldiers walk up to this stick, break the glass, and pick it up. We find out that they are not soldiers, but rather Atlas's daughters. One of the gods named after Atlas is called Calypso. When he picks up the stick, a lot of guards come to stop them from doing what they were trying to do. But as soon as Calypso tells a guard something, he is under her control. After that, he tells the guard, "Take the mantra I just said to you and say it to the other guards." Now, whenever he says that mantra to Calypso in front of the other guards, Calypso takes control of them all. After this, Atlas's oldest daughter uses her magic to turn everyone there into stone statues. The oldest daughter says that the powers of the gods are in this stick, but a long time ago, she gave a man on the ground all the powers of the gods. The powerful man, that is, the warrior, must have this power. He cannot be an ordinary man. He is probably the most powerful and smart man in the world. Because of this, we all have to be careful. In the next scene, Billy, who is a warrior, is with his doctor. After that, Billy goes home right away. Here, he is still acting like a child so he can play with his siblings. When Billy sees his brother, who was standing off to the side and listening to something on an earphone, he looks at him. When Billy goes to him and puts an earphone in his ear, they both hear that a bridge in the city is about to break. Everyone is talking about this news. So, Billy decides that we should go there to help the people because of this. After that, they leave the house right away. As soon as they meet and say, "Shazam," they turn into their superhero forms. They fly from here to the bridge to save the people, like heroes. The next thing we know, we see that broken bridge with cracks in the middle, and the weight of the cars was making it breathe. The cracks got so bad that the bridge is now in two pieces. When this happens, all of the cars that are there will slowly start to fall into the water. First, they make sure the cars don't fall down. Then they take them away from that bridge. So, they had to save the lives of everyone on the bridge in this way. They were sad that we couldn't fix the broken bridge, though. Before their eyes, the whole bridge falls apart, but no one is hurt. That's because of them alone. After that, all of these siblings go back to their house and go to a special place, which was actually their place. This was the same place where Billy got his Shazam powers. Billy talks about how we will have to solve problems like this in the future. But no one cared about what he had to say, so all of his siblings made excuses and left. Now we see both of Atlas's daughters, who were in their God World fort, where they had kept Shazam while they were holding him. Now, they had both come to see him. They tell him that you took away the powers of our dead Atlas thousands of years ago. But now that our dearies went, we will take back the power he had. This bridge is the only way to get those powers back. Because this bridge is so strong, it can take all of that warrior's powers away. When Shazam hears this, he says, "I won't let this happen, because I know you will destroy their world, which is the world where people live." But neither of Atlas's daughters cares about that. Instead, they tell Shazam to join them on the bridge, which he clearly says no to. Calypso now uses Shazam's powers to say a mantra in Shazam's ears and make him listen. Then, even though he doesn't want to, he holds his stick and says Shazam loudly. Then there is a lot of light, and Shazam's staff is attached. But now that Atlas's older daughter is trying to take that stick away from Shazam, trying to break his stick now. So, a small piece of the stick gets stuck in his fingernail. Shazam's younger brother was talking to the new girl at school. She also told Billy's brother that two girls were going to come there and bother him. When Billy's brother sees this, he starts to make fun of those boys. When the girl sees this, she is very happy. They became friends because of this. There, Shazam sticks his finger in his nail, climbs up, and pulls a small piece of the stick out, and tells him to go find Billy, who is the warrior. Now, Billy, who was also his Shazam, has gone to Rome with Wonder Woman, but then he sees the face of Shazam instead of that of Wonder Woman. Shazam tells Billy that there was a wall between their world and the gods' world. That wall was broken by a crazy person, and my stick is also gone. Because of this, Atlas's two daughters are coming to your world to steal your powers. Your world will also end because of them. So, you have to find a way to stop them. Billy is at his place with his other brothers after he gets home, where everyone is dressed up as their favorite superhero. The message from Shazam is now being talked about. Billy says I don't know anything about Atlas's two daughters coming to this place. His brother then says, I can help you with this. Then, when he takes out an idol and pushes a button, a very large library opens up. Come inside and you'll see that there are many books. There is a lot of information about the gods in all the books. He also sees a pen that he could use to write by himself. He could write an answer even if someone asked him a question with a pen. So, Billy and all of his siblings come here to ask about both of Atlas with a pen's daughters. From this, they learn that Billy and his siblings got their powers from a stick. Atlas had put all of his power into that stick. It's not like Shazam took it from him. Shazam got that stick after that. This is how they find out about Atlas's daughters. What do they have going on inside? And Atlas has not just two but also three daughters. One daughter is the oldest, and the other is the third. As soon as Billy hears the name of Atlas's third daughter, he knows that my brother's new friend at school is Atlas's third daughter. Because she is getting closer to my brother, her life is also in danger. This girl is also Atlas's third daughter, which makes her Calypso's sister. But no one knows what's really going on with her. So they quickly start going to school. Billy's brother is at school, and Atlas's daughter is sitting on the roof with him. Then she tells him, I like the Shazam family a lot. I would have been very happy to meet someone from that family. When Billy's brother hears this, he says I know a member of the Shazam family. Now, he'll come here, and you'll meet him. He then goes behind the wall and comes back as a superhero. And when he returns, he meets Atlas's daughter. Then, both of Atlas's daughters come here and take away all of Billy's brother's powers. Because of this, he had now changed into a person, and as soon as he tries to leave, Atlas's younger daughter turns the buildings on their heads. Because of this, Billy's brother gets stuck there and can't get out of it. The next second, Billy and his other siblings come here, and screams at his brother, telling him not to worry because they will save him. But when Atlas's older daughter saw them, she told them that if any of them moved, she would kill their brother. So, Billy and all of his siblings now live where they used to. Then, Atlas's oldest daughter took her two younger sisters and Billy's brother and took off into the sky. When Billy sees them, he tries to go back. But Atlas's older daughter's powers make a big shield around the whole city, so that neither Billy nor any of his brothers or sisters can leave this city. Now, all three sisters take Billy's brother from there and bring him to their world, the world of the gods. Then Billy's brothers and sisters all come to their house and start talking about what happened. We will have to deal with each of Atlas's daughters separately, not all at once. Then Billy says that this is what we'll do, we'll catch one of Atlas's daughters. Then, as payment for stealing from him, we'll ask our brother. Because of this, our brother will not die. So, the plan is for all of these people to go to the pen. Billy tells him that I have to write a letter to Atlas's oldest daughter. You write that I want to make a deal with you, but I want to do it alone. Billy's brother was in jail with Shazam because Atlas's daughters had locked him up. He tells them that I am Billy's brother when they meet. Calypso uses his powers to try to take over the mind of Billy's brother, so that he can find out their names and where they live. But Billy's brother had a lot more physical strength than he did, so that's why he doesn't tell Calypso anything. Then he himself goes flying, and Atlas's oldest daughter catches him. He finds out from reading it that the warrior, Billy wants to work something out with us. To which she agrees, yes, I will go talk to him and make a deal. Before she leaves, though, she puts Shazam and Billy's brother back in jail. In addition, he left them his very old and dangerous dragon. Just as he is about to eat them, Atlas's younger daughter comes and saves them. Then she calls them over to her and tells them, now you can leave. She also tells them how to escape. Now we see Billy, with whom Atlas's older daughter has come to make a deal. She tells him that he has the power of the gods because he has the power of our father. But you don't deserve that much power. Then Billy's brothers all come here and surround Atlas's oldest daughter on all sides, so that he can put her in jail. But she is not here by herself. In fact, she has brought along her sister Calypso, who comes out of nowhere and takes away the power of one of Billy's brothers. He became a person because of this. When this happens, Atlas's older daughter goes after Billy on her own, but Billy and his two other brothers attack Atlas's oldest daughter and knock her out. Then, he finds a way back to his house with all of his siblings and Atlas's daughter, who is unconscious. She throws him in jail and says, now we'll send our brother to take your place." When she says this, everyone gets up and leaves. She thought that Atlas's daughter couldn't leave where she was. She was wrong, though. She goes from the jail straight to the library, where she gets a black apple. She takes the apple and goes to all the magic doors, and one of them takes her back to the world of her god. When Billy and his other siblings hear that Atlas's daughter has run away from there, then they realize that she must have run away from one of those magic doors. So that's why she's now going door by door to check them all. In God's world, Billy's brother comes to a door with Shazam. He hides there quickly. He sees Atlas's oldest daughter coming from that direction. She stole that black apple from the library and is holding it in her hand. Shazam knows that it is hard to stop Atlas's daughters at this point. So, he tells Billy's brother that we'll have to find a way to get the black apple back from them. Now, Atlas's 3 daughters are all together and starting to talk. The older daughter shows them the golden apple that looked black. Now we know that this apple is the apple of God's world, which used to grow here thousands of years ago. God's world was very beautiful and full of happiness as long as this apple tree kept growing here. But since this apple tree is gone, nothing like that is here anymore. Now, the older and younger daughters of Atlas were talking to each other about how this apple had come back to them. So, we'll grow it here in God's world to make it look beautiful again and spread happiness. But at that time, their sister Calypso told them that they were wrong. She said, "Listen, sisters, our world has been destroyed, and people are to blame. So, we won't grow this apple here, but in the world where people live." When Atlas's younger daughter hears this, she says that this fruit is from the world of our God. If we put it in the world where people live, it will destroy the whole world and kill all people. So, sister, please don't do this. While they talked, the 3 sisters kept this apple on the table. Seeing this as an opportunity, Billy's brother sneaks over there and takes the apple. But then, because of a hurry, the same voice comes into being. When Atlas's 3 daughters saw him, they went after him right away. But Billy comes here before he does anything with him. He picks up his brother Shazam's bracelets and gives them back to him. But Atlas's daughter takes them from him again. But now, Shazam, Billy, and his brother take the apple and run away. By doing this, Calypso has shown his sisters that people are always lying and only care about themselves. The gods have always been fooled by them. Now is the time to get back at them and teach them a lesson. When his older sister heard this, she was also angry. So, she wakes up the dragon to get back at him. Then Calypso gets on it and goes after Billy and his brother. She walks into their house, breaks it all up with the dragon, and then leaves. Now, Billy's sister takes that apple in her hand and starts to fly away from there. But Calypso was riding her dragon and going after the apple. Then Billy goes to all of his sisters and takes their magic away. In the end, Billy's powers are taken away by his sister, who had the apple. She also gets the apple. So now Billy, who had his powers, is all alone here. When Calypso finds the apple, she takes it to a stadium and buries it there. After that, a very big tree grows where the apple was, whose roots went all over the city. All of those eggs were also coming out of the branches. And when the eggs were broken, monsters would come out of them, which looked very dangerous and big. As soon as they hatch from their eggs, they go after people. Now, Billy, his family, and Shazam all saw all of this damage. Gengakur then tells Shazam, "You gave me powers that I don't deserve, so please give all those powers back to us." Shazam says, "I have been looking for a person with a true heart for thousands of years. And you, Shazam, are such a person with a pure and true heart. You deserve to have these abilities. And yes, you deserve them in the right way. So go and figure out what your powers are, use them, and stop the daughters of Atlas in some way." When Billy hears this, he takes off right away to stop the daughters of Atlas. Then, though, Atlas's younger daughter also comes here, which means I'm going to stop my sister Calypso, because I don't want to see this world of people end. She then goes to her 2 sisters and starts talking to them. After that, Atlas's older daughter agrees, but his younger daughter, Calypso, does not, because all she could see was damage. To get back at him, she had gone so blind that when she gave the dragon the order, she gives the dragon's tail to her older sister to eat. Because of this, her older sister got hurt badly. After she does this, Calypso also takes her younger sister's powers away. Because of this, Atlas's younger daughter is now just a normal person. Billy now takes off and flies to Calypso. He begins to fight him and his dragon. But as soon as Billy uses his light power, he can see that Shazam's staff is taking up all of his light power. So, he knows that if I put a lot of my light power into Shazam's stick, that is, if I charge it more than this amount, it will burst. And if this stick breaks once, I can use it to beat Calypso. Shazam brings together all of Billy's sisters and brothers in one place. He tells them that only one animal scares all of these monsters. A unicorn is a creature that looks like a horse. After that, he brings a lot of unicorns there and starts trying to stop all the monsters. After that, Billy takes off and goes straight to Atlas's oldest son, and he says, I have a thought. I can stop Calypso, your sister, but yes, I will need your help with this work. When the time comes, you will have to back me up. She agrees with that, and Calypso rides her dragon straight to her little sister. Billy's brother was there as well. Billy comes here before the dragon eats them both. Shazam's staff is taken by Calypso and put behind him, and takes him right to the tree that Calypso grew from the apple. Then Billy comes along and tells Atlas's oldest daughter, yes, now. When the older daughter of Atlas hears this, she and the shield she made start to get smaller, which had shrunk to the point where it just covered the stadium. There are dragons, ants, and trees in it. Now, Billy's whole family comes here and tells him that he shouldn't stay here alone. Get out of here as fast as you can. Then Billy said, no, I can't fix this. I can only stop it, and I will. Then, Billy and Calypso fight really hard in that shield. In this story, Calypso's dragon keeps attacking the cat. The light that the cat keeps taking in goes back and forth into Shazam's staff. Then, when all that light comes into that stick, then, the cat brings the dragon close to the tree in some way. Shazam falls hard while the stick is still on it. As soon as he says this, the cat gets a lot of light, which is how Shazam's staff explodes there. Calypso, his dragon, and the tree he had grown are also destroyed. So, this is the end of everything. Since Atlas's older daughter was also hurt very badly, she also dies after a while. So, she also finished the shield she made there. After everything is over, Billy's family tries to pick him up. Then they learn that Billy has died, too, because he lost his life trying to stop Calypso. After that, Billy's family goes with Shazam and Atlas's younger daughter to the world of gods, and lays Billy's body there. Shazam tells Billy that this stick could have been used to bring him back to life, but this stick no longer has any power. Now, this stick's power will only come back to life when a god or goddess holds it. When Shazam's story is over, Wonder Woman shows up. She picks up her stick and slams it down hard on the ground. When she did this, the stick's power came back. Billy was also brought back to life. He is very happy to be back among the living. After this, Billy tells Wonder Woman how grateful he is for saving his life, and asks, will you go outside with me? She tells them to focus on saving the world and not on all three things. After she has said so much, she leaves. Billy's siblings all got their powers back, too, just like he did. She went back home. He felt very good. The next day, Shazam shows up to meet him, who had his hair and beard cut. He says that I should take my stick and go far away from here, so that the same mess doesn't happen again. This is where the movie ends.